Saturday morning, friends. Oh my gosh. The weeks just go so fast. The days even faster. Today, we're taking a little journey to go buy Giovanni some pants for school. I homeschooled the first half of the year, so, all of the fall semester. And crazy enough, they did this eval on him. Um, it's a long story. I'll make it really short though. So they did an eval on him in the fall at one of our local grade schools here, which I'm a homeschool mom, so I was kind of shocked and I didn't quite understand, but it went along with his IEP from last year that he needed to have this eval done, which I apparently didn't quite understand or forgot or whatever. So we go, and it was a visual exam for him, basically, and a few other things. But, in there, and I think I've shared it before, we found that Giovanni is legally blind. Not because his eye structures are not healthy or whatever, but he's microcephalic, and the way that his brain processes the information coming from the eyes is a bit different. And so he has no lower field of vision and no peripheral vision. Basically, Giovanni sees straight on. Whatever's straight in front of Giovanni, that's what Giovanni sees, which explains all of his tripping and falling and all of those things. Well, there is a school locally, a public school that actually, a lot of our schools are designated for certain kiddos with unique abilities and special needs and those sorts of things. And this school was my elementary school, actually. And it has a program for visually impaired kids, which I didn't know he needed. So anyway, today we are getting him some clothes because he's been homeschooled, and so we wear a lot of comfy things around the house. And we broke our AFOs this last weekend, of course. So, and those are quite expensive. I don't know if you've ever purchased AFO boots for your kids, but Giovanni needs them to get him upright and help with his ambulation. And he's very flat-footed, and he pronates and all of those things. So next week I'll be calling the specialist there to get his AFO boots redone, which isn't that big of a deal. It's just time consuming and very expensive. And then that means his shoes don't fit because you buy 2 sizes bigger to fit the AFO boots. So now we need a new pair of shoes to start the school year, the spring semester. So we're going to get a new pair of shoes today that hopefully I can help teach him to put on, and then we're going to also get his new pants for school because of the casualness of homeschooling. So we're going to get that done, and maybe take a little bit of video along the way. I haven't decided if he's going with me. It's just a bit much with the masks and the kids and shopping for certain things. And anyway, I'd rather go by myself, but I think that I'm not going to have that kind of luck today. So we'll see, and I will add in snippets of the video as we go, and have a chat with you later about what I feel about homeschool and public school and how we're going to navigate this little path. So there you go. So keep watching. Let me see. Those are Amelia's.
Oh, yeah.
See if there's an 8. The 8s are yours.
Yeah.
So you guys have slip-on shoes for school.
What? These are mine?
Yeah, I got you pink shoes and I got you unicorn shoes for school. Because your other shoes are too little. You can't do them. You like those?
Yes.
Yes, pink sparkles.
Yeah.
Giovanni, I got you some new shoes and shirts and pants. Look at this. Yeah, they're on the table. Yes. Do you like those unicorn shoes?
Yeah. But can you wear them?
Yeah, you can, but they're for school. And school starts in just a couple more days, okay?
Okay. Can you wear these and these?
Yeah, I love your makeup.
Daddy.
Okay. Are you holding the puppy? Oh, that's so sweet.
Maya, look at mine.
Oh, this makeup face. Yeah, those are your clothes, buddy. See, look. We got your clothes and some pull-ups, and you're ready for school. Some new boxers. Got your shoes. You want to see your shoes?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, what happened?
Well, I made it out to shop with one child. I took Boss with me. That would be Amelia. she got herself all dolled up and she wanted to go, and the other two wanted to stay home with Dad, which was Babbo. So they stayed home with Dad, and Amelia and I went shopping. And we just went to Target, but the reason is that I needed mainly, like I said, school clothes for Giovanni and just a couple other things. And, you know, who doesn't love Target? Target tells us what we want and what we need. We don't tell Target what we want and need, right? So I heard that once and I just love it because it's so true. I go in there not needing anything and end up with a lot of stuff. So I tried to control myself today, but I did get him pants and shirts and a sweatshirt and socks and chonies, which are boxer underwear, and some new pull-ups, trying a different kind to see if they will fit a little tighter because we seem to have plumber crack all the time. And the reason I buy the chonies, the boxers, I put those over his pull-ups for dignity. Prior to this year, we've always had, and they make them, you know, the onesies that you put on an infant, before they're potty trained, I'll say, an infant, toddler, kiddo that snaps at the crotch and those sorts of things. Well, you can order them in great big sizes too, which is great. Because for me, when he bends over, I'd rather it look like he has a t-shirt tucked in. And of course it stays tucked in because it snaps at the crotch. Or now chonies, boxer underwear, because I don't like his diaper to hang out, and I especially don't like his crack to hang out. But I don't like his diaper to hang out because I just think that that doesn't give him dignity, right? And that maybe that gives other kiddos or other people a different reason, another reason, or whatever, to maybe look at him differently or treat him differently or whatever. So being mommy, I'm very careful that, I don't know, I just want him to have dignity. And if something's hanging out of the back of his pants, I'd rather it be underwear and not a pull-up or not his crack or whatever. And, you know, sometimes we have poo in our pants and we don't want that hanging out either. So anyway, yeah, there's that. And then I got his shoes because for Giovanni, of course, ties are not an option. We're not going to learn to tie our shoes. Probably, I don't know, maybe someday he will, but he doesn't have the fine motor skills to do it. So I needed to get the slip-on kind, but they need to be higher top because right now, like I said, I don't have the AFO boots. They are broke and cracked all the way through. I don't know, how does that happen? Anyway, so I had to get the kind that are a little bit higher, like, you know, not total high tops, but maybe 3/4 of the way up to support his ankle a little bit. And so I got those and socks to go with those and all of those things. And of course, Amelia needed some makeup because, you know, she's 3 and you need makeup. And then we got barrettes to put in her hair because we got her hair trimmed, and she's decided since she got her hair trimmed and rubber bands, you know, cause a lot of breakage, that she's not going to be wearing no rubber bands anymore. And school starts in a couple days and she's refusing, and it causes high anxiety and meltdowns and all of that if I approach her with any kind of hair tie in any way, shape, or form. So barrettes. But don't you know, while she was looking at the makeup, she put her barrettes down, which I didn't notice until we got to the car, and I said, let's get out a barrette and put it in your hair and we'll go on to the grocery store. Oh, Lord have mercy, there's no barrette. And then it was a package of several of them. I mean, they're like $4, but I don't want to walk all the way back in the store. She remembered, oh, I left them where the makeup is. I set them down. Huge meltdown. I said, then we're not even going to go to the grocery store. I can't get her to quit crying. She's upset. And it's not a real cry. It's hard to explain. But you can't. There's no stopping it. There's no stopping it. And it's got to just play out. So we came on home and unloaded all our stuff and showed Gianna her shoes and Giovanni his stuff. And they were all so excited. And anyway, and then we got to go and eat lunch at the oyster bar, and they love the boiled shrimp, the peel and eat shrimp, and Sergio loves oysters on the half shell. So anyway, it was a nice lunch, and came home and he played outside with them for a bit, which I really enjoyed. It gave me a little time to do my Bible study. One of the things I'm doing this year in 2021, once again, is trying to get all the way through the Bible. I've done it before on Audible and made it maybe, you know, 3/4 of the way through, but then that was it. You know, with kids, I can't I can't focus on something unless it's in my ear, like on headphones, and I just don't feel good about wearing headphones with the kids. You know, I don't focus on either thing very well, the kids or whatever's in my ear. So I'm very careful about that. But anyway, I've got a new program that I'm following, and so far so good. And walking through the Bible, reading it with this program that I found, and I love it. So I got to do that for a little bit. And I said that I would tell you a little bit about how I feel homeschooling versus public school with Giovanni in particular. And so let me just say, um, I made the decision with Sergio after we discussed it that for socialization purposes, we really want Giovanni in school. Also, because they teach him things that maybe we would not think that I don't know, like not that we don't think he's capable of learning it, but just one of those things that you think, well, not yet. Today's not the day, or it's not the time, or whatever. And sometimes it's just easier to hand them a device instead of, making them go through the routine, blah, 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 blah. Anyway, so it's time to get him back in school. And as we saw through the fall semester, the girls did fabulous with school and the masks and Corona and all of this stuff. And they didn't close the public school down, which was my thing. I thought if they start it and stop it and start it and stop it, Giovanni's not going to deal well with that. And he's got to go to a new school this year for various reasons. But one is that we moved from across town. We were in a different house, so we moved across town. And when you're special needs, you have to go to the program that is most applicable for you in the school that is nearest your home. Well, that home was across town. So now the school that's closest to us, the school that they told me originally, well, that school is not the one that they've chosen for him. The one that's closest to us is the one that they did his eval at recently, and it's called his home school. But the school he'll be going to is my old school, my old elementary school. All of my siblings and I went there, and so that's kind of cool. And they have a program for the visually impaired, as I said earlier, and I'm looking forward to that. They mentioned something about getting him like a walking stick to help navigate his path, because he will just run over everything that's in his way. And at first I thought, well, that's kind of, excessive, because he can see. But then I got to thinking, and I thought, really, I'm not going to be around every step of his day. And now if we're out, if there's a variation in the color of a parking area, like a handicapped area or a red zoned area or whatever, or a walkway, as soon as the paint changes color, he has to stop and look and really get his head down. Sometimes he has to actually get down and feel the ground to see if there's a step there. And typically we have time, because I always allow time for stuff like that. And so I let him just find his way. But I thought, if they teach him how to use a stick of some sort, a walking cane, well, maybe, I don't know, if they think it'll help. They know more than I do about that, obviously. I didn't even know he was having those kinds of challenges. I mean, I knew he couldn't see, because he's always hunched over and holds his iPad like this, and I mean, just totally hunched over. So I knew he had trouble. I know to approach him on the left side, that he sees better that way if I'm trying to help him learn something in homeschool. So I did know there was a visual challenge, and he does have glasses and has had since he was 3, but I just didn't know to the extent. So I think they're also going to get him some kind of a slant board for his electronic device. So when he's doing schoolwork or whatever on his device, that it will be in a better position for him, because of the way he sits and has to try to look at it. And so I'll be anxious to see what else they help him with and help find for him. He will be in kindergarten. He's 5 years old. He's very smart. He knows many, many things, even reads short sentences, knows over 50 sight words, knows the planets, knows some countries that he can find on the globe all by himself. I mean, lots of things, knows his shapes, and I mean like rhombus and hexagram and, all of the things, an octagon, he knows it all. Hexagon, whoops, and he'll correct me when I'm wrong, and he has corrected me several times, and I've had to stop and look up the shapes, because, some of those, parallelogram, he knows those, but I had to stop and look. Trapezoid, that was another one. Anyway, so he knows a lot of that stuff, but I just think it's time to get him back in the school system, and then I'll still homeschool him because I find great value in that. They're not doing any religious education because it's public school, and I also will be doing that because it's very important to me. We're learning the virtues, um, learning the creation, how God created the world. You know, the whole system from beginning to end, the 7 days, and working on commandments. And those sorts of things in our own home, memorizing prayers and all of that. So I will continue all of those things because I do find great value in that. And he is like a sponge right now. We're also working on Spanish, which we will take to the next level here in the next couple of months. And so all of that being said, I do find value in homeschooling. I mean, you can't beat it. But also for him, he needs the socialization of every, of just public school and being around that. He needs the variety of things that they offer there, and it's healthy for him, and he enjoys it. He enjoys it. So I'm nervous because Monday is right around the corner. It's already Saturday, and I'll have to carry in, his diapers and his this and his that. And I fell down the stairs last night, and I think I broke my toes, so it makes walking a little jicky. Although I did it today in Target and was doing quite well, so we'll see how that goes. But if I'm still not doing well in the mornings, then I'll send Sergio with him on his first day of school. But that'll break my mommy heart because I want to be there. I have to sign the paperwork and all of that. And let me just say, don't fall down the stairs at this age. I was trying to be careful. I had a grandson on the stairs, and they're spiral stairs, and my socks were slick, and for whatever reason the stairs were slick. And I thought all day I should put on shoes, and I never did it. And I was carrying laundry and carrying other things back and forth. And when I came down, I had a drink and an iPad that I was going to bring down, the kids' tablet, not an iPad, that I was going to charge downstairs. And I had a drink and a water bottle, and I thought, I'm just going to carry this down. And I went on a skinny little spiral staircase, go around and make room for my little grandson. And he ironically was showing me how he was throwing Goofy and Pluto and how they'd land down below when he'd throw them, and they'd land all jicky. And guess what? At that moment, down I went. So I have bruised elbows, bruised hips bilaterally, a bruised right heel, and I think broken toes on the left foot. But anyway, I'm looking forward to the first day of school for Giovanni. I'm nervous for him and sad in a way, but excited simultaneously. So that's coming up. That's a part of our journey as we go along. And the girls will start back on Tuesday, and I think they're anxious as well. And I will begin cleaning out the toy room on Tuesday. Trash bags and Goodwill bags galore. Can't wait for that. You guys have a fabulous rest of your day, friends, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye, friends.